Jerry Stephan, and it is a great Tuesday out there.
Yeah, overcast the rest of the day. We'll see these clouds clear out by tomorrow, but we're also dealing with winds. We have a trough of low pressure, which is bringing the clouds, also kicking up the winds. Wind advisories have been posted. We'll sort that all out. Plus, cooler than normal numbers possibly tomorrow.
Okay. We like that.
Yeah, it's been a hot March.
Yes.
That's for sure. We'll take a look at all that.
Jerry, thank you. Let's go ahead and get to your top story this morning. A death investigation is underway in India after a man's body was discovered outside of a burning home last night. Authorities and CAL FIRE crews responded to a home just after 11 p.m. This was Monday night on Via Turin, where firefighters discovered a 68-year-old man dead outside of the residence. No other victims were found. Arson investigators are now working to determine the cause of the fire, while the Riverside County Coroner's Office continues its investigation. A Texas Marine is in custody after a surprising discovery at Palm Springs International Airport yesterday. Police say the 30-year-old was stopped by Transportation Security Administration agents when they found a live explosive device in his bag. The Marine telling officers he picked it up in a field last year and wasn't sure if it was active. The Riverside County Sheriff's bomb squad and military were called to the scene and moved the device to a desert area off of Gene Autry Trail where it was safely detonated. Police say the county district attorney's office is investigating the case as a violation of possession of a destructive device. The Marine was arrested and is now in military custody. He may face administrative action by the United States Marine Corps. Cathedral City is hosting a virtual town hall to address cannabis odor concerns. The meeting is set for Thursday. It runs from 5 to 6 o'clock and it is on Zoom. Gives the community the chance to learn more about the city's new cannabis ordinance and its enforcement. The city expanded odor ordinances back in October in response to ongoing concerns from neighborhoods living nearby indoor cannabis grows, saying that strong odors from the facilities could be smelled from their houses. The new tougher penalties for verified complaints can lead to fines of up to $1,000 per day. The legal battle between State Attorney General Rob Bonta and Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco continues to escalate this week with new developments in the courtroom. The fallout now impacting the investigation into the 2025 special election. NBC Palm Springs' Alondra Campos has details.
The legal showdown between Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco and Attorney General Rob Bonta continues to intensify, and now it's forcing a pause on the investigation into the 2025 special election ballot count. Sheriff Bianco confirming that pause due to recent court filings in what he deems as politically motivated lawsuits.
The Riverside County Sheriff's Office is conducting an investigation based on evidence obtained from the Registrar of Voters. The investigation simply sought to determine the validity of the allegations of possible election fraud. The only question that should be asked is why would anyone not want an investigation to occur?
Those legal filings are now playing out in county and state level courts. In Riverside Superior Court, the highly anticipated ex parte hearing was delayed for the second time and now pushed to April 2nd. Meanwhile, at the state level, Attorney General Rob Bonta has filed a redacted petition for review and an emergency stay with the California Supreme Court, which has now set an expedited briefing schedule, giving the sheriff the opportunity to respond by Wednesday, April 1st, and Bonta until Friday to reply. The petition, originally filed on March 27th, seeks the court's justices to step in and immediately stop Bianco's election investigation, which Attorney General Bonta deems as an unprecedented constitutional emergency. In a written statement, the Attorney General's office reiterated its purpose behind the petition, stating, open quote, "Our focus is on what the sheriff does, not what he says, and we're continuing to proceed in the California Supreme Court and Riverside Superior Court to secure compliance with our directives and the return of these ballots to Riverside Registrar of Voters," end quote. Adding another layer to this legal fight, Indio City Council member Oscar Ortiz, who is one of the plaintiffs in a court order filed to the California Supreme Court seeking to have all seized ballots returned to the Registrar of Voters. With decisions now pending in both courts, the outcome could either bring this investigation to a complete stop or clear the way for it to move forward. For NBC Palm Springs, I'm Alondra Campos.
And in a statement, former Health and Human Services Secretary and candidate for California Governor Javier Becerra commented on the case against the sheriff. Becerra is also the lead attorney in the case filed against Sheriff Chad Bianco in the California Supreme Court, which is separate from the Attorney General's filings. Becerra said in part, quote, "We took Sheriff Chad Bianco to court to stop his illegal ballot tampering. You'd think a sheriff would be focused on enforcing the law instead of breaking it." Let's go ahead and take a live look outside now. We've got our Agua Caliente casino camera. This is downtown Palm Springs, a cloudier view. We saw some clouds yesterday, Jerry, and it looks like they're sticking around.
Yeah, it's going to play a role in the temps today. But first, let's review March so far. I mean, 26 of the days have been above normal. That's in the reds and the yellows here. But 12 of them record high temps. It's been a crazy March. Now, today could go either way because we'll see temps that'll be close to normal. If we didn't have the clouds, we'd see 90s. Today, middle 80s. 77 degrees right now in Palm Springs. Light winds, 31% relative humidity. 54 degrees at Big Bear, 72 at Yucca Valley, 74, 29 Palms. Currently clouds, 77 at Indio, and overcast, 74 at Cabazon, 68 at Banning. Winds are slowly begin to pick up. They'll get a little gusty late this afternoon and evening out of the west. Not so bad right now, but a lot of moisture in the mid and upper levels moving over central and southern California right now. As far as radar, nothing really showing up, but we have a chance of rain west of us, according to the latest GFS forecast. Dew points a little higher than yesterday in the 40s, middle of the day relative humidity in the 20s. Now, as far as wind advisories, we do have one. It begins tonight, runs through basically all of Wednesday, and does include the Coachella Valley area mountains, San Gorgonio Pass, and parts of the high desert. Could be extended too. 85 degrees are forecast high for Palm Springs, pretty close to where we should be this time of year. 69 at Banning, 86 degrees La Quinta, 87 degrees Indio and Rancho Mirage. Comfort Air 3-day. Tomorrow will be the coolest day in the near future. We'll see temps in the lower 80s, plenty of sunshine, mostly sunny skies Thursday with a high of 84 degrees. We'll be back to the 90s sometime soon. Also, we'll check the wind advisory, how long the winds will stick around, and temps, including this weekend. Keep it here.
Jerry, thank you. More local news this morning. Last night, the Palm Springs Fire Department hosted their second open house, allowing the community to tour the fire station. That's Fire Station 1, ahead of its proposed renovation. However, the plans are facing some pushback, with many nearby businesses saying they'll have to sacrifice what they call a lifeline parking lot. NBC Palm Springs' Brett Rosen has details.
On every other shop door north of Indian Canyon, you would most likely see a sign like this, asking for this parking lot to be saved. This is where the Palm Springs Fire Department is looking to add a brand new modernized fire station, as the old building, according to Palm Springs Fire, does not meet modern standards. However, the parking lot that would be replaced with the station holds the parking for about 30 different shop owners around the area. Most who say when the parking goes, so will their customers.
They need a new station. We just don't want it in our parking lot. When you consider the elderly patrons that, patronize us, and just people in general, in the heat of the summer, they're not going to walk 2 blocks to get to our businesses. So this is potentially very damaging.
But it's not just the 30-plus shop owners who are worried about losing their parking lot. It's also hotels nearby, like Andrea's Hotel and Spa, where the manager tells me what they're worried about are guests complaining about the alarms going off at night at the fire station.
It's going to affect our guests. Our guests are going to want refunds. I've already been down this road prior with different bars that were out front that we had to, refund guests for the noise.
Palm Springs Fire Chief Paul Alvarado says the point of the open house is to be transparent, and that the final location for the firehouse to be built in this parking lot is not set in stone just yet.
We have to start somewhere, and that was our initial look at it, our initial renderings for a fire station, but all of that is just the beginning of a conversation.
Reporting. Now, Brett was able to speak with Fire Chief Paul Alvarado after the meeting as well. He says he's optimistic about future community discussions.
It was good that people had a chance to kind of think and what they want to ask this time in the open house. And it was great questions, right? And a lot of it is great comments on how important it is for us to work together on the future of the fire department, but also the future of the city. So I appreciate the dialogue. We're going to make sure as we look at different locations that are going to work, these conversations are going to continue. So this is just the second meeting of many to come.
You can learn more about the project and weigh in on the issue by visiting engagepalmsprings.com. Palm Springs International Airport Executive Director Harry Barrett Jr. is stepping down. Barrett will leave his role May 21st to take a new position as Assistant Director of the Sacramento County Department of Airports later that month. During his tenure, PSP saw about 30% passenger growth and expanded to more than a dozen non-stop destinations. And around in years past today, it's been celebrated as Cesar Chavez Day here in California. Last week, Governor Gavin Newsom signed a law renaming March 31st to Farm Workers Day. It honors Chavez's work organizing farm laborers in the 60s. The move follows a recent New York Times report detailing multiple sexual abuse allegations against Chavez, including a claim involving labor leader Dolores Huerta. Renaming efforts are also underway for dozens of schools, streets, and other locations across the United States that are named after Chavez. Still ahead on your midday news, a major spike at gas stations is becoming overwhelming for commuters and travelers alike. After the break, we'll share when it's expected to slow down. That's ahead, so stay with us.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate, Talking with Thalia, Kai the Deal Guy, and Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 11.
Welcome back. Gas prices are soaring across the country. NBC Palm Springs' Kaylee Robinson has more on how it's affecting local drivers and the different ways you can save at the pump.
$5.87. This is the number most Californians pay daily at the gas station, and this number is only climbing. With recent conflicts stirring up the price per gallon, consumers are taking the hit with over $1 rise in gas in just a month.
It's harder to make any money or any profit as it is.
It's especially hard for Uber drivers. This one did not want to show his face on camera, but he says the current prices keep him from making a profit.
It's almost like you're doing a lot of these rides for not free, but just enough almost to cover your gas.
So what can consumers do, and is there an end to this escalation in sight? Automotive services like AAA and Gas Buddy claim that though this pain at the pump does not have a foreseeable end date, there are ways drivers can try to alleviate the change.
Slow down. Basically, just follow the speed limit. I know that sounds crazy, but it's 25 to 35% savings on fuel efficiency just with that one act.
AAA research also shows that unless premium fuel is actually recommended or required by your car's manufacturer, it provides no added benefit. We also want people to make sure that they know to look into discounts. Retailers like grocery stores, they offer those fuel discount programs as well, and some credit cards even offer gas discounts.
Lastly, AAA and Gas Buddy also urge consumers to shop around using their apps to locate the cheapest gas near you. That way, drivers can locate the best bang for their buck in whatever area they're in.
That was our Kaylee Robinson reporting. Now we have some consumer news this morning. Labor data shows businesses are adding workers at the slowest pace in 15 years, not counting pandemic data. Hires as a percentage of total employment dropped to 3.1% at the end of the month. That number was before the conflict in Iran started. Layoffs have stayed relatively stable. Voluntary quits have dropped to their lowest level since 2020, which indicates workers lack confidence they'll be able to find a new job. The hardest hit sectors in February were construction and professional services. Here's a live look outside from our Agua Caliente casino camera. No blue sky is even visible today in our view from Rancho Mirage, which is not very common for us here in the Coachella Valley. Jerry Steffens tracking the next 7 days coming up right after this break. Stay with us.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate. Talking with Thalia. Kai, the Deal Guy. And Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea. And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging Lithium Valley, streaming on NBCPalmSprings.com.
Worried about missing a broadcast? Don't worry. We stream just about everywhere from Instagram to
All right, overcast conditions over the Coachella Valley. We'd be in the 90s this afternoon if it wasn't for the clouds, but the clouds are going to keep temps closer to normal today. Yesterday, we had sunshine boosting the numbers up to 92 degrees, 84 are normal. We'll be close to normal today. Currently, lots of 70s, even an 84-degree reading at Thousand Palms. Maybe you had a little peak of sunshine there boosting the numbers, but again, we'll see middle 80s for highs around the valley. Winds beginning to pick up out of the west. They'll get stronger later today and especially tomorrow. More on that in a bit. But you can see how the mid and upper level moisture moving its way over central and southern California right now. More on the way later today, and even a chance of rain with this frontal boundary moving through the area. Here's an interesting look. Visible satellite looking down at cloud tops. We have winds and basically moisture moving its way west to east, but you can see the mountains there. Santa Rosa providing orographic lift, pushing those moisture levels up above the clouds, and thicker clouds are forming there. And you'll see that if you take a look outside to the west. Okay, as far as rain, radar, yeah, this is for the most part just echoes, maybe a couple sprinkles in the mountains, virga in many areas, I looked all over Southern California, cannot find anywhere getting measurable precipitation yet. But we have a chance of rain to the west of us, and then it tapers off as we move into Wednesday as that system exits the area. But as far as rain chances, here's a look at the short range, often updated HRRR as far as rain. We'll see some in the mountains as we move into 6, 7 o'clock this evening, and this is 8, 9, 10. We're seeing rain to the west of us, even around the San Gorgonio Pass, a chance of rain. Then after we move after midnight, it begins to taper off as that system exits the area. Ensemble forecast agrees. Nothing for us in the valley as far as measurable precipitation, but not as much rain on this forecast, up to 1/10 of an inch at best. Again, to the west of us, hit and miss, widely scattered showers. Okay, temps today, 85 degrees for Palm Springs under clouds. 85 also Cathedral City, 86 La Quinta, 87 Rancho Mirage. And the coolest day tomorrow. We'll see the clouds clear, but sunshine on the back end of the front, 81 degrees. Lots of lower 80s for the valley tomorrow afternoon. Wind advisory in effect. That begins tonight, runs through all of Wednesday. Does include the Coachella Valley. Keep in mind the strongest winds will be Wednesday afternoon and evening, and then continuing into Thursday, so that wind advisory could be extended for some areas. Also, we get a wind shift. It'll be out of the west today, tomorrow, and again on Thursday, but then we get a Santa Ana wind flow. That'll drop the moisture levels on Friday. Single-digit relative humidity. Comfort Air 7-day forecast, 85 degrees for Palm Springs under clouds today. Rain, yeah, it stays to the west over mountains. Winds begin to pick up. Wind advisory on Wednesday. Thursday, still a little gusty, middle 80s. 90s begin Saturday.
Missed the news yesterday? Well, don't worry. You can watch the latest stories and even original news programming over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Jerry and I are here to help you start your day informed and connected. And after our newscast, I head out into our community to listen and bring you the stories that truly impact our lives here in the Valley so that your voice is heard.
You're watching our digital live stream. For the latest news and updates on developing stories, head over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Don't miss our digital exclusive content. Me on a Plate. Talking with Thalia. Kai, the Deal Guy. And Desert Entertainment with Todd. Only on NBCPalmSprings.com.
News isn't all we do. We have a wide variety of original programming for you to enjoy over on our website, NBCPalmSprings.com.
Successful wildlife projects are happening all across the Salton Sea. And in the middle of these restoration efforts, lithium enters the equation. Dive into the delicate balance of nature and the emerging Lithium Valley, streaming on NBC Palm Springs.
Welcome back. We have a brand new episode of our digital series, Me on a Plate, where we talk to local chefs about their love for food. This week was Andrew Cooper, the executive chef of La Quinta Resort and Club. Take a look.
And this is me.
This is me.
This is me.
This is me on a plate.
The dish I'm preparing for you today is a pan-seared scallop with heirloom cauliflower puree, roasted cauliflower, and some beautiful spring vegetables. We have a motto here for 3 things: regional, seasonal, and artisanal. We have to know what's in our region, we have to buy the ingredients that are the peak of season, and we have to do something fun and creative with it. So I chose this dish because it's simple, it's fun, and it just brings out the natural flavors of all these beautiful ingredients. I I found the love of food through my grandmother. My grandmother had a tiny one-bedroom apartment in Brooklyn, New York, 4-burner stove. She had a Maxwell House can of schmaltz that she used to cook out of. And it was just an inspiration to see what she was able to produce out of that tiny little kitchen. My parents, my father loved to grill, my mother loved to bake, so I was always around food growing up. As I got older, I took that inspiration. I kept reading all these cookbooks. I went to the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York. From there, I traveled the world and never looked back. I've been working at La Quinta Resort for over 10 years now. It's an incredible place to be. When we talk about the bounty of the Coachella Valley, we're talking about the beauty, the history, the people, the amount of local farms that are in here. It's incredible to know where your food comes from is what makes cooking so inspirational. The main reason why we choose to do local ingredients is that anyone could go to a supermarket and pick a tomato off the shelf, but when you actually go to a farm or a farmer's market and actually talk to the farmers and the field workers, to shake off the dirt off a muddy carrot and take a bite out of that, or to bite into a radish that's just hanging on by a tiny little thread, makes the dish come to life. It's so exciting to see because there's a story behind it. I got involved with food because whether it's a happy occasion, a sad occasion, there's always food around. Being able to cook for people and to bring people together, the greatest reward for me is watching people enjoy themselves, watching people laugh and have a good time. That's what it's all about. We as chefs, we spend long days in the kitchen. We cut ourselves, we burn ourselves. It's stressful environments. We're away from our families, but we're teaching, we're learning, we're growing, we're developing, we're sharing stories with one another. We're learning about different ingredients. Being able to bring all that knowledge and passion to the table, for me, that's love, that's passion. That's what cooking is all about. My name is Andrew Cooper, and this is me on a plate.
Well, some wonderful dishes there. Looks delicious. If you want to see more episodes, head on over to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com/programs, and click on Me on a Plate. We'll be right back. All right, before we go, 90s rock band Weezer will spend the summer preparing to hit the road. But before that, a new single from their 20th studio album will be released Wednesday. Then on Friday, tickets for the fall tour go on sale. It kicks off in September and will hit 32 cities.
Love it, yeah. And for some reason, they re-released Go Away from 2015, which is getting some airplay with vocals from
Gotta love Weezer.
Best Coast. Anyway, forecast today, we'll see normal numbers in the middle 80s. Numbers drop a little bit with sunshine tomorrow, 81 degrees. Wind advisory tomorrow.
More news at 5 and 6. We'll see you then.